Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to figure out why we cannot roll down either rear window in this 1999 Jeep Cherokee Sport XJ that belongs to my son. Now I've already removed the driver's door panel and the driver door module so I could test the switch according to the factory service manual to make sure all of the switches worked properly, and they did. During normal operation, when the key is turned on or in the accessory mode, all of the lights on this switch will come on. Window direction switches, the lock and unlock button, and the 3 passenger switches. Over here on the passenger side, the same thing. It's hard to tell in the daylight, but if you look closely, you can see that these lights are on. In the back seat area, I've got the light on here in this passenger side rear door. But on the driver's side rear door, I do not have a light on. So I decided to do a little wire tracing just to make sure there's no breaks in the wires. I'm starting here at the driver's door. Went ahead and unhooked the driver door module. And down here in the kick panel, I went ahead and took that kick panel off. And took this first switch apart that contains the ground and the signal to the LED lights on the 3 other doors. So what I'm going to do here is probe each one of these. Got this side in the where the tan wire comes out, which is our positive feed when the ignition switch is turned to the on or accessory position. And I'm going to go up here and find our tan wire. Continuity there. Let's go with our yellow to yellow, and I believe it was that one there. That's right. We got good continuity going through the door. And go ahead and check this ground, which where was it here? Yeah, right there. So we have good continuity on all of those wires. Next step, I'm going to trace the wires from this connector here, which should go back to the back driver's side door. So we'll need to remove that panel. Well, once I got this panel off, I noticed that this connector here was not even connected to the switch in the door panel right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. I'm going to put that sound barrier on there. You'll notice we also have a little other sound and insulation barriers that I put on this door. I think it helps. So I went ahead and plugged that in. I put the door all back together. I did test it before I put the door back together, but just for your information, let's get this turned on here. I got my switch panel up here. We're going to go with the back left window. And yeah, works great from there. And here, let's walk around here. Ooh. Let's do it here. Now we're going to move over to the real problem, though, the passenger side back door. It has not worked since day one. We've had this Jeep for about a year. It has not rolled up or down with the switches. However, I know the motor's good. When I've had the panel off before, I have tested the motor. So let's get this panel off and start running continuity tests. It's always a good idea to have a door panel removal tool or trim removal tool like this, as well as door panel clips. Looks like I broke this one. The rest look okay, but I've got a bag full of these I picked up from the junkyard one time. According to the schematic for the right rear window switch, I've got yellow wire coming in here on pin 6. And that yellow wire is the same wire that we tested earlier in the footwell. It's 14 gauge yellow wire over there at connector 307. That was the one in the footwell. So I am going to check continuity between these two. Let me set that up. All right, so what I've done is just extended that yellow wire with my new lead, brought it up here to the front seat, attaching it to one lead of my multimeter. We're just going to do a continuity test where we hear the beep. And there's my red wire here. Now our yellow line comes into the other side of this connector. This is the harness that goes to both back doors, and the yellow wire is our middle blade here. So without further ado, let me get in here where I can videotape this at the same time. Well, good news is we have that continuity. That's good news. So our other two continuity checks are going to be the other connector from the switch. We've got a gray with black and a dark green with white, and both come down to the switch. So we're going to check that for continuity. I did go ahead and attach my my lead wire here to the dark green and white, and it's still attached to my dark lead here. Got the multimeter on, dark green and white right here. Let's give that a whirl. We got good continuity. Now let's check the... All right, now we're going to switch it to the dark gray with the black line on it, which comes in right here in this bottom pin over here. All right, let's get over here and test that dark gray with the black. It's that, look at that pin right there. We're still on here, we're still connected. And, well, there's our problem. We don't have continuity in this dark gray. So now we got to figure out why. So I'm going to shorten it up. I'm going to trace that line down to here and see if we have continuity, and then from there back over there. Let's go ahead and back probe the dark gray. We're testing from the door panel switch back here to this connector, which is really hard to take apart here. This connector here, I can't take it apart, so I'm gonna go ahead and just back probe it, this dark gray and black wire I found right here. So we are good from here all the way to the door. You can hear the beeping. So then our next test, we're gonna stick a probe in here. You can't really see it because my hand's in the way, huh? All right, got my probe stuck in there. That's the dark gray and the black. And we are going to bring it up here to the dark gray and the black, and right here. And we've got nothing. We've got nothing there. So in between here, wiring harness down through the door, through that boot, and out here somewhere we've got a break. Fantastic. All right, so I'm starting to peel this boot back here. And my hand's gonna be in the way, but I venture to say I'm gonna go find that. I'm gonna put you on pause for just a second. Well, as I freaking suspected, somebody's had this problem before. There's the dark gray wire. Somebody spliced in something, and that didn't hold. And now I gotta go find it up in there. I imagine it's probably with this. That's probably why all the lights didn't go out either. So I went ahead and pulled the other side of this boot out. You can see the broken gray with black wire. And over here, where somebody has been in here before and tried to repair it and did a pretty shitty job. Did a pretty bad job. So I'm gonna get that repaired, and I'm gonna strip it, solder them together, put some heat shrink on it. Also going to extend that wire so it's not so tight. We'll go from there. All right, I just soldered one connection and heat shrink. I'm gonna go ahead and feed this through the boot, and you can see I've tinned my wires here. We're gonna go ahead and solder those together and heat shrink them as well. All right, we're all soldered in now. My gray black line is now red with gray line right here in the boot. I'm gonna put this boot back together and we're gonna go test our window. All right, before I put that boot all back together, I went ahead and I put our driver door module on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on here and let's test that window out. All right, this is the back right window, and you can't see it from here. It doesn't seem to be working. Oh, whoops. That one works. Why is that one working? So since I had great continuity after fixing the wire and testing everything all the way back to the motor, but the window still didn't roll down, I needed to check what kind of voltage I was getting at the motor. So I went down to the connector, I unplugged it, and then with my multimeter, set to read DC voltage. I put my probes in here and operated the window switch, and I read 11.8 volts. When I was rolling the window up and down so that I could get it out of the vehicle later, I was using this battery, which actually is an 18 volt battery. And it rolled the window, all right, it rolled it up and down. It worked the motor fine. But I also used this battery, which is a 12 volt battery, and it would not operate the motor. It was then I determined that the motor was bad and I needed to make a run to the junkyard and take that 12 volt battery with me to test the motor, pull it, and put it into the Jeep. Well, that's not the Jeep. My son is out with the Jeep right now. But anyway, I went to the junkyard, pulled the motor, and that video will be coming out next. So, until then, we'll be seeing you.